There we go. Live. We're live.
We're live. Hey, hey,
Hey,
everybody.
Hey, there.
How y'all doing? I don't know if anybody's there,
But we are.
We're here. It's my hand.
Because we're
Hello.
semi-reliable.
Yeah, well, it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah, last week was just too much.
Well, last week we had visitors.
Oh, yes, we had
visitors.
We had visitors.
And my grandpuppy.
Yes,
here.
we're busy with guests.
So that was
nice.
a big deal, and it was nice. So here we are.
Back.
And the week before that, we were just exhausted.
So how it went?
Just couldn't do it.
I thought we did it.
Did we?
Yeah, we did Empress. And then...
I don't know.
I think we did. Is it
I'm
Empress?
confused.
That's all right.
All right. That's okay. Maybe I need the reason of the Emperor.
The reason of the Emperor. Focus.
Yeah, the focus. That Aries energy. Focus.
Aries focus.
Yeah.
Drive.
Yeah.
So, Emperor, yes.
Is it 7 o'clock yet?
It's 10:02.
We shouldn't really start before 7.
I thought we started before 7 to talk about it.
Oh, well, I suppose. If you want to do it that way.
Well, I could stop that right now.
No, it's 6:54 now. I just thought people may not be joining us until 7 o'clock.
Yeah, well, they're lost.
Since I said 7. Since I said 7 in our announcement.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. David's anxious. Must be that Aries energy.
That and other things.
That and other things. No. But,
Let's see what the Mystic 8 Ball says.
There we go. Should we start, shouldn't we? The Mystic 8 Ball.
Says,
Woo!
signs point to yes.
Oh, well, signs point to yes. I guess we're starting.
Okay.
Okay. Signs point to yes,
Signs point
people.
to yes, so... But before we got, I tell you what, maybe we'll start by looking at all these cards, because we got a swack of them today, don't we?
Sure, we do. We do.
Oh, I forgot to, did I?
So many.
Oh, no, I did it. That's the Sphinx, I forgot.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to throw a little note on here.
Let's see. Creak. Pardon the cracks, that's just my knees. Okay. So, of course, the Emperor. We got the traditional Rider-Waite. I guess they call it the RWS one. First, so Smith gets in on there. Of course, it's her art. So Rider-Waite, Smith.
Yep.
The Emperor. Emperor is associated with the sign of Aries, which of course is the start of spring.
Woo-hoo.
Not the constellation, the sign, the start of spring. And has connotations of sort of where last week, 2 weeks ago then, was the Empress, or the card number 3 is the Empress.
I can't see us, David.
We should be
Bless you, Casey.
right there on Serendipity.
Oh, there we are. Okay.
All right. And so Emperor, Empress, and next the Emperor. So the next thing to do is to look at the Tree of Life image. Bring that off the wall briefly. So here's our Tree of Life. Kether, top, spiritual energy, coming in the lightning flash to Chokmah, to Binah. As we discuss, these top 3 are the supernals, pure energy, which we use in the meditation, in the middle pillar, on top of the head as a chakra. Then the masculine and the feminine, And these three are called the supernals. There's a line right here called the abyss. So these are the eternal forces, pure, unpolarized energy becoming polarized. There we are. So the emperor goes from Chokmah here to Tiferet.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, where were we? From the top, from Kether to Chokmah, the start of the lightning flash was the Fool. Then Kether to Binah is the Magician. Number 1, 0, 1, 2, of course, was the High Priestess, going from Kether, crossing the abyss to Tiferet. Then number 3, the Empress, here, taking us back above the abyss, the creative, eternal creative energy. Then the next one we're doing now, here, the Emperor, color scarlet, taking us from Chokmah to Tiferet, the sun, the solar plexus chakra. And we'll be looking at, so we've done the High Priestess here, and the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Lovers, the Hierophant, and the Chariot. So going this way, the Hierophant, the Emperor, the High Priestess, the Lovers, the Chariot. These are 5 paths. They're referred to as the 5 rivers of paradise. They are the 5 paths where consciousness and energy can crosses the abyss into our more human realm there.
The Wang book describes the Emperor, the path of the Emperor, as the bridge between the Father in Chokmah and the Sun in Tiferet.
Between the Father and the Son.
Yeah.
Yes. Sun with a U or an A. Or an O. An A. There's no A.
No.
U or an A or an O.
Yeah. So can I continue just reading that paragraph?
Sure, please. Now get back to the cards.
It says, and the very fact that the Sun, S-U-N, of Tiferet is exalted in the sign of this path, Aries, indicates that the Emperor exercises some control of the solar energy of the higher self. Thus, the path of He is called the constituting intelligence, meaning that it assists in the building up of the light of Tiferet from the utter darkness of the supernal triangle. As a rational genetic structure directs the rising of the plant from the intense darkness of the earth.
I like that.
Yeah. It's another one here that describes the constituting intelligent is understood as the first phase of a natural cycle. It stimulates the development of natural structures as Aries brings forth the spring. So, yeah. Then it goes on to talk about the cards. The Golden Dawn card, the Aries Ram wand. You can carry on now, Dave.
Okay. Oops. And the Rider Waite, of course, he's holding an orb and what is like sort of an elongated a wand that is like an elongated Ankh or Venus symbol. So holding the orb is the idea of kind of royalty, the Emperor, Empress, and then the wand there is kind of the representative. Of course, it's Venus; it's a feminine symbol, so that's kind of a juxtaposition there. But it does mean sort of more to do with kind of manipulation of matter in life, sort of a controlling wand there. Have a look at that when you get a chance. Eh? So, I haven't really found a lot to back it up, but I don't really tend to believe my own opinions more than kind of academics. But, those people that study all their lives. But, because I've often thought of this as that way back when, before, they invented glasses or the telescope or even ground glass, before they even ground glass, I really think that this was sort of what people would do to kind of focus, to look far away, would be to look through a ring, that it helps you focus on, is kind of get a see of, to focus on something far away. Much
like a looking glass.
Like a looking glass, but even before they had the ground glass for shape. So, but also like a hagstone.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
That the hagstone was used to kind of focus.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have my funny odd deck, the Spirit Halloween deck. That's really kind of neat image here. So number 4 is the Emperor is the Sphinx in this deck. But the Sphinx as a living being. We have the Hermetic Tarot calling the Emperor the Son of the Morning. A bunch of significant symbols in there. The ram, fire, the lotus wand. I'll use my lotus wand today. But really quite interesting, calling him the Son of the Morning. Interesting kind of image on top there. It's like this emanating energy from the darkness, from the supernal realm into our world. This emanating flow. Okay.
Yes, that's a nice one. I like that. It's got a bee on it.
And a bee, yeah.
A bee and the Aries symbols on there. Ram's head and the eagle, which are...
The bees are a very esoteric symbol. I know that it's the pet symbol for the whole Servants of the Light organization. But of course, then the bees also are getting active in the spring. And I think there's that connotation in that the bees are, of course we know a lot about bees now, that they have different roles and there's different types, etc., etc. And that they live in a colony, they live in a community. And it's as though that they're sort of programmed. And I think that's why they're connected to this, is that they're programmed to just kind of have their rebirth in the spring, and they all know their jobs.
Right, and that's the organizational thing of the Emperor.
Yeah.
That's giving them, what was that?
Like this one, this is a nice soft one here. The Tarot, the Old Path, for the Emperor, kind of those traditional royal robes. Again, though the ram, looking more like an actual ram there, domestic ram. And the sun. Background, there's also an Ankh with the eagle, Ankhs again. Again, that ring to look through. And children in the background, the castle. Irises are associated there. This was really neat. Do you know the name of this thing?
That is that's this one. It's just a deck of trumps. It's the Egyptian tarot.
Egyptian tarot, major arcana only. And I don't speak Egyptian or read it, so much of it is oblique. However, we're continuing with these symbols of the staff with the orb or the circle atop, and the crossed legs. That is reinforced in several of these, not in the Rider-Waite, but it is in the Tarot of Old Path, and of course in Crowley's decks has the same kind of crossed legs. When you see the crossed legs here, as well as in the Hangman, oftentimes it's important that you see the crossed legs. And what you have here is the legs making a cross, the cross of matter. Cross of matter, like that. So it's the legs doing the cross of matter.
Oh, okay.
Golden Dawn something deck, this one yours?
The
Initiatory. I just cannot
Tarot
get that
deck
to
of
my
the Golden
noggin.
Dawn. Yes.
Initiatory. Anybody want to come to Victoria, BC? I'll initiate you. Don't worry about it.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Well, you have to be at least in person, I think, for initiation.
To the SCC.
To the SCC, that's right.
Not to the Golden Dawn.
Not to the Golden Dawn, no. And then Hendel, something like that. This one.
I think that's
How you pronounce it?
I
I'm not
think
sure.
it's pronounced Hendel.
The Hendel deck. I had to dig that out because it came up in discussion, and I have it, and it's beautiful.
Show the back too.
Yeah. Ooh.
All-seeing
The
eye.
eye of the Hendel. They sees
then
you.
turn it
And then, oh
around.
my God, we got the naked guy by the tree there.
Sort of turn it a little.
But again with the orb, again with the staff, Aries symbol, but it's just sort of he's got a crown as well. He doesn't have any pants, he doesn't have any codpiece, but he's got a crown.
He's got the other accoutrements.
That's right. A little hard to see there in that image because he sort of blends in with the great tree trunk.
Now, are some of those are in profile, right?
Yes, and there's discussion in the writing here that when they're shown in profile, as in there,
I think the crystal one is as well.
and yeah, in there, Crystal Tarot, beautiful profile. Also with the scepter. And that in profile, it's alluding to the symbol for Kether, which is or
An ancient
bearded king in profile.
A symbol for Kether.
As a symbol for Kether, and then Crowley there too as well. So that he's conveying the energy from the darkness, which is the idea of Kether appearing out of the darkness. So the light is an extension. It extends through the darkness into to manifest. And I think that's part of that symbology there. So I'll just go put these back on the altar.
Okie dokie.
And we have for the smell, I'm just going to do a little bit quick. And I want to remind myself. Strong.
No, it's nice.
You can smell it already from
Yes, I can. Dragon's blood is one of my favorites.
So, associated with Aries. So we have dragon's blood, incense. And as long as I'm up here, get this one. So what we're going to do, I guess we have a little more discussion about it, do we?
I think so.
Yes, I think so.
We want to do the reading from the 32 Paths of Wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And then
okay.
if Casey will let me have my other book here. Thank you, Casey. Then there may be something too.
All right.
From this book as well.
So the basics you covered already, but I'll reiterate in case people are just coming. So we're going to meditate upon the path of He, the Hebrew letter He. Of course, Yod He in the name of God, Yod He Vahe. There's two He's. It is the Emperor card, tarot card, the fourth key, tarot card number 4. Its color, bright red or scarlet. Related sound, C, natural. The sign, Aries. The meaning of the word He is window. So this idea of a passage through, a looking through, looking beyond. Also the idea of letting in the light, letting in. A simple letter for sight. So once again, we got that idea of focusing sight, the sense of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Esoteric title, Son of the Morning, Chief among the Mighty. And as we saw in that Hermetic Tarot, it was labeled Son of the Mighty. Son of the Morning, Chief among the Mighty. Let's not get my mornings and mighties mixed up here. Okay, the 32 Paths of Wisdom states that the 15th path is the constituting intelligence, so called because it constitutes the substance of creation in pure darkness, and men have spoken of these contemplations. It is that darkness spoken of in Scripture, and Job, I'm not going to get that. Am I going to get that? 38:9. I got it. And thick darkness, a swaddling band for it. I'm just going to continue with the Kabbalistic Tarot book here a little bit. I think we might have covered some of this, but I wanted to lead into that stuff at the start of the other page we were talking about. The higher we rise on the tree of life, the more obvious it becomes that the tarot trumps only point the way towards concepts which the mind cannot completely grasp. It used to be a great, paraphrasing, a great deal more difficult before the language, we even had the language of psychology, before Carl Jung and Freud. We didn't have terms like conscious, subconscious, the collective unconscious. And these are extremely useful tools now because they conceptualize something inordinately fluid and previously mysterious. Thus, as humanity develops, we more readily deal with shades of consciousness within ourselves. We become closer to an ability to deal with formlessness and pure consciousness. This is the promise of the so-called Age of Aquarius, though it is rarely stated in such terms. Mm-hmm. To this end, it must be emphatically restated that the entire tarot deck reflects the universe, which is made up of permutations of the One. From the One emerges opposites, which are activating the formative, male and female. It is accurate to say that all male and female figures in the tarot are Chokmah, Jah, and Binah, Jehovah Elohim, wearing the robes of different planes and vibrations. Actually, the levels of the vibratory rates of the universe. The Fool is the one God energy, undifferentiated, unpolarized. The Magician and the High Priestess are the first differentiations into masculine and feminine within the macrocosm and microcosm. These are the personal subjective energies of the paths as opposed to the objective universal energies of the Sephiroth.
Mm-hmm.
In Kabbalistic theory, the magician is the consort of the high priestess. We know the magician stands for the will, and the high priestess is the root of water, or emotion, remember, is pure unconscious. So to describe the magician as the mate of the high priestess refers to the activity of directing the will on the great ocean of undifferentiated consciousness, which itself it has projected. In the Kabbalah, we are always dealing with reflexive qualities. God creates thought and then mind to hold the thought. Everything has to do with perception and activity of the divine spirit upon itself. So
we've got something that just reiterating that the hay means window,
mm-hmm,
and just
please.
a turn of verse here from Ellen Cannon Reed, where she says the letter hay means window and symbolizes the glimpses of visions that lead us, spurring us ever onward. If you look through a window at the sky from your controlled and restricted space inside your house, you see a sky that seems to go on forever, and does go on forever. You can see only a part of it, however, not only because your view is restricted by the window, but because our human eyes have a restricted view, physical limitations. There are planets out there and other suns that we see only as stars. And in ancient days, the ordinary villager did not see much beyond his own field, her own kitchen. A soldier may have had a wider view of his profession, due to his profession. Imagine the difference between the view of a villager and the view of an emperor. So does this path lead to things far beyond our view, however broad and encompassing we believe them to be.
So she's talking about hay as the window, as a way to expand our perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the window that expands your perceptions by having a way to look out of your enclosure, your house.
That's right.
So figuratively, the idea that this is not just a window on the house to look outside, but it is a window for your consciousness to look kind of where to expand.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's that Aries thing, okay, of course, that ever moving forward, breaking, starting up, looking out, moving forward.
I like this bit. I'll just keep this bit here. When we close our eyes and allow free-form images to float by us, taking whatever direction they will, we are tapping into the life energy ruled by the Empress. When we begin to think about what is happening before our eyes, classifying the images according to color, subject, or any other criterion, what does this mean? We are calling the Emperor into play. We are acting upon form. Paul Case says, the Emperor is on the path below the Empress because she is the manifesting power which brings forms into being. So he has something to rule. The magician who appears now as the Emperor would have nothing to control or transform or to manipulate did not subconsciousness send up from its depths a stream of images to be classified by the exercise of reason. So this calls to mind a discussion we had earlier when we actually had some guests with us, pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And about the whole meditation process, which is what this is all about, which is the important part of our video here, our temple, is the meditation.
Yeah.
And it's because it's not the mind, it's not the rational mind, it's not thoughts that provide the meditation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't think yourself into an inner experience with just the hay stuff, the male stuff, the left, which one? The left brain stuff.
One half of your brain.
The rational.
Whatever the half of your brain.
I think it's the left brain, is the rational brain, is not going to provide you with insight, with a meditative experience, to provide you with anything beyond what you already know,
right?
What you're already capable of contemplating. You can't think yourself with your smarts into an experience of what is beyond your knowledge.
Right.
You have to be open and sensitive to the feminine side, to that empress, to that high priestess energy, which is the imagination, which is the collective consciousness, which is where these feelings and images kind of come from. That subjective, that feminine, that imagination, that collective consciousness is where you want to. It's why we create this structure in the temple at all, which is why you have any of this ceremony, is to begin to provide some structure and a focus for that imagination energy to play in, but still stay on topic. So even though our topic may be something that is so highfalutin, it's hard to even comprehend what the heck the topic is, but that's important, because that's the whole idea, is trying to open your consciousness, not your mind, your consciousness, your awareness, to a greater understanding, a greater experience, an experience of the other.
Right.
The other, thanks. And you're not going to find the other by thinking about what you already know.
No, that's true.
So,
so did we want to hear a C natural?
Yeah, sure, please.
Okay.
Meet
Whoa.
without giving up on it.
Stop it.
Introducing 50/50
Stop it.
from Maple Leaf.
Excuse me,
That's
that's
not it.
horrible. Sorry, guys.
That's the wrong
I really hate, really dislike ads.
This is the C.
It's all C's. That's confusing.
That was very confusing. I'm sorry, everyone.
I could take
that
down the
was,
guitar and
dumb.
just strum a C.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
You know, I used to have a little. Where it is. This much I know.
We are.
That's better. I'm almost in tune.
So there, that's C
See,
natural.
I like it.
And Casey doesn't seem to mind it at all
No,
either.
he can't. Kitty doesn't
He didn't
like
run
C.
from this time.
So let's do this.
Okay. Sounds delightful.
Okay, another pinch of. No, let's get the candles going first. Okay, shall we?
Yes.
All right, we shall then. Lotus wand. It's got all the. This zodiac colors on there. We dedicate this temple to the goddess and the god. And this evening's pathworking upon the fourth key, the Emperor, and the 15th path of the Tree of Life. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. That's right. So, do you want to... I left those under the cat there.
Oh. Right, me, Casey.
Which ones did you grab? Grab them all.
I have west and north.
Yeah, all right, we'll stick with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to begin. Hecus, Estebebeloi. Ate, Malkuth, Vegabora, Vegadula, Leola, Amen. Well, before we start, I may have to open the window a bit because I put more incense on.
Overhead light.
Off. I thought it was usually on for this part.
Oh, okay.
So we begin with the Rose Cross Circle Sphere of Protection. Yahashua. 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 Yahashua, Yehovah, Yod, Hey, Shin, Vav, Hey. Ayin Arai, Yod, Nun, Resh, Yod, sign of Osiris slain. El, the sign of the morning of Isis. V, the sign of Typhoon Apophis. X, the sign of Osiris risen. L, V, X, Lux, light, light of the cross. Virgo, Isis, mighty mother. Scorpio, Apophis, destroyer. Soul, Osiris, slain yet risen. Isis, Apophis, Osiris. The divine light descend. The divine light descend. Ate Malkuth Vegabora Vegadula Leola Amen. So I'll begin with okay, so now the supreme invoking pentagram ritual for the quarters. EXRP Oro Ibae Ozodpi Jehovah. Jehovah. Hail Raphael. East. There. Beiteum Eye. Oipteia pedoke. Elohim. Elohim. Hail Michael. Michael, Archangel of Fire. Self.
I am. Okoma Agala Empear Salgeo Al. Hail Gabriel, Archangel of the West and Water. Nanta Agala Primordial Hectega Adonai. Hail Ariel, Archangel of the North. Yes, and Earth.
Yes.
Yes, and Earth.
So I think I moved that so I'm not getting the altar in there anymore. So, oops. Oh no, now what have happened?
Now you've done it.
Yeah, I know, I've done it. It's...
I will tell you when you're good.
There we are. Better.
No.
Yeah, it'll switch back. Before us.
No.
Well, it's fine
Oh.
there. Before us, Raphael, behind us, Gabriel, to the right hand, Michael, and to the left hand, Uriel. About us flames the pentagrams, and in the column shines the six-rayed star. Ate, Malkuth, Vegabora, Vegadula, Leola, Amen. So this evening, we are traversing the path of Hay, the 15th path, the fourth key, the Emperor. Color scarlet, sound C natural, sign Aries. Astrological symbol Aries, meaning the window. A simple letter for sight. Esoteric title, Son of the Morning, Chief among the Mighty. The 15th path is the constituting intelligence, so called because it constitutes the substance of creation in pure darkness. And men have spoken these contemplations. It is that darkness spoken of in Scripture, and thick darkness, a swaddling band for it. To encourage the energies of the Emperor and Aries, I'm going to... Oh, I didn't...
No, it was here.
No, it's sitting in the printer, I'm afraid.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, is it out there? Okay, we'll stretch.
Okay,
We're going to get the...
little amoeba circle here. Excuse me.
We have a rose on the altar for the color. We'll looks like. Because it's brilliant red. Is it there, hon?
I got it.
Whoopsie. Didn't want to invoke Venus.
No heavens, no.
Counterproductive.
It's lovely.
All right. Mars. There. Alavita. Elohim Gabor. Kamea. Seraphim. Mars, Aleph. Under Mars' welcome, under the auspices of the Emperor in Aries. So, good?
Good.
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 I'm going to talk us through the middle pillar, and then we want to remember some of our symbologies and the symbol of hay, the window. You know, I don't, before we start, this is a perfect time because I don't think I did that for people that don't know what the Hebrew letter hay looks like. And of course, I've lost my bookmark. So we'll just put those, before we start meditating, put the symbols in your brain there. So that is, well, of course they're reversed here, so that makes it tricky. The Hebrew letter He, mirror image though, but another symbol to use would be a simple like the idea of a window, the symbol for Aries, start of spring. Okay. All right, you want to breathe deeply.
Are we still going?
We're on. It's happening.
Okay.
Sit up straight. And, oh yeah, we're live.
All right, just wanted to make
People,
sure.
a few people out there too, so
Okay.
we're live with
Live with people.
Live with people. Breathe deeply. With establish the 4 square breath, which means breathe in to your own count of 4. Pause for the same count of 4. Breathe out for this count of 4, and pause for a count of 4. Work on establishing this as called the 4 square breath, and you can breathe in very deeply without hyperventilating because of those pauses. Don't fight it, don't wrestle with it. Just make it all part of relaxing. Sit up straight and tall like the emperor on his throne. Breathe deep. Begin the meditation by imagining an orb of light atop the head. This is the sphere Kether on the tree of life that we backed into. The orb of light atop the head is source energy, pre-polarization energy, pure white light. Its God name is Aheye. Bring the light energy, imagine it coming down from an orb atop your head to form a lavender orb of light in the throat area. Yehovah Elohim.
Yehovah Elohim.
Yehovah Elohim.
Yehovah Elohim.
Yehovah Elohim. Bring the light energy down, imagine it coming down from the lavender orb of light in the throat to form a golden yellow orb of light in the body, behind the solar plexus. It's the sphere of Tiferet, the heart chakra. Yehovah Elovadah.
Yehovah Elovadah.
Yehovah Elovadah.
Yehovah Elovadah.
Yehovah Elovadah. Imagine the light energy descending through the body to form a purple orb of light in the groin area. Light of life. Is the sphere of Yesod, its God name, Shaddai El-Chai. Shaddai El-Jai. Shaddai El-Chai. Imagine the energy descending to form an orb of light at the feet, a russet orb of light, the feet. The sphere of Malkuth, or grounding or earthing, lighted form. His God name is Adonai Haaretz. Adonai Haaretz. Adonai Haaretz. And bring the attention back to the top of the head, to the light atop the head. On the exhale, bring light energy down through the left side of the body to the feet. And on the inhale, bring light energy up through the right side of the body to the top of the head. Exhale light energy down through the left. Inhale light energy up through the right. Then with an exhale, bring light energy down over the front of the body to the feet. And on the inhale, imagine the light energy coming up along the legs, along the back of the body, to the top of the head. Exhale light energy down over the front of the body. Inhale light energy up along the back of the body. Then, on an inhale, collect the light energy, the orb at the feet. And on the exhale, release the light energy up through the body, through the top of the head, to imagine it fountaining down around again, around and down through the body, through your space. Again, inhale, collect the energy at the feet. Exhale, release the energy through the middle pillar, through the top of the head, much like the Aries symbol. A couple more. I'm going to work on this, so I'm going to lead us. Imagine, if you will, in your mind's eye, in your imagination, in a daydream, of a grassy hill, meadow, a hill, meadow, where you are. And up the hill a bit is a great, great tree. As you approach this tree, you see that its great roots, that it's growing by a little rock outcropping. And between the rock and the roots, there are spaces and cavern. Approach the tree, and here find a place, whether it's on the roots or in the cavern. Let yourself find a place of comfort, of safety. Think of the start of spring, the emperor, the sound sea, reds, the ram symbol, the window, sun of the morning, chief among the mighty, thank the guardians of the quarters and dismiss the energies drawn and called to this ceremony. Archangel of the North, Uriel. Gabriel. Michael. Raphael. Go if you must, stay if you will in their lives. Blessed be. May this temple be closed. We'll be right back.